Hello, people, and welcome back for a third time. 3 times in one day. 3 times a lady. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it's time for another Leeds United update. Good evening. I hope you've had a great day, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow, or maybe today, depending on when you're watching it. There's been some whataboutery, man. There's been some transfer wildness going down, some silliness going down. So, as always, I want to report it to you. This is more like the Leeds United window that I know and I'm used to, right? Before we discuss the topic and the video, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. We are going to be speaking about Malayan footballer Mohamed Camara, currently at Red Bull Salzburg. Another Red player, another player from the Red Bull conglomerate. Of course, it seems now Leeds United, this is only where we get our transfers from. I know a lot of people are getting frustrated at this fact. A lot of people are getting frustrated at the fact that we're going after Americans. It doesn't really matter. Like, as long as they can play football and they fit into the system and perform well, what does it matter? Like, I genuinely aren't too forced. I see a lot of negativity around Tyler Adams as well. There's people that know much more about football than me, that speak about Tyler Adams to say he would be a good fit, he would be a fine fit, if you like. This next guy, Mohamed Camara, who I'm going to say to you now, I don't know an awful lot about. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but I've seen a lot of people that know and I respect their opinions speak about Mohamed Camara, the likes of Josh Hobbs at All Stats and We, the likes of Connor at One Leeds, John at All Stats and We, just many people. People have even referenced him next to Kante, not only in the article that I've been digesting since I returned from work, but also in my comments. I've seen that. People saying Adams isn't the one. We need to get more Camara. Well, your prayers may have been answered because LUFC Fan Zone, friends of mine, friends of the channel, the links to their pages will be in the description to this video. And of course, another prominent Leeds United Twitter, Instagram page, Talk Leeds, have been up to their tactics, their whataboutery. They've been contacting them agents like we've seen previously under Rodrigo de Paul and Mateus Cunha. They've even been sliding into the DMs of Mo Camara himself. And he says, wait for it, he wants to move to Leeds United. I feel like we may have been here before. And when doing research and looking for Mo Camara, and why I've not spoken about him up until this point is because I like to wait for reputable journalists or someone that I look at and say, yeah, okay, this seems like a genuine link before speaking about it. Yeah. When I look for Leeds United, Mo Camara, there's nothing there really, apart from player profiles. There's no tangible, credible link as of yet. We were told yesterday evening that Tyler Adams is the number one. He looks to me, out of the ones linked, that he is the number one. That is what I am surmising. We got it right with Rasmus Christensen. We got it right with Matt Rocker. I think Tyler Adams is the one. Some of you will be screaming at the screen. Hopefully not. I can't profess to know a lot about Mo Camara, but what I am reading and what I'm seeing, it seems like a great fit for Leeds United and maybe someone that will be around the same ballpark as Tyler Adams and won't have that injury record that Tyler has. But look, LUFC Fan Zone have been in direct contact with the agent of Camara. Sam does a great job. The lads at LUFC Fan Zone do a great job. They've been, it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and, even a little bit of Duolingo, no doubt, because I've seen these conversations being going down in French, you know what I mean? But they say, or the agent of Camara says, Leeds United have been in direct contact with RB Salzburg and like the player's profile. They've also demonstrated their interest, not yet made an offer, but we hope to hear an answer very soon. I feel like we've been here before, and of course, agents do get up to these underhand, shady tactics. It's what they do, right? But the player himself has also been involved in some of this. If you see here, Talk Leeds actually slid into the DMs of Mohamed Camara and said, you should come to Leeds, bro. You'd be a perfect fit. And you get to play in the best league in the world in front of amazing fans marching on together. Amazing city and friendly people. We would all love you here. To which he's then replied with Leeds United hearts, red hearts, and the pray emoji. Here's just another one there where, can you see that move happening? And, you know, he's responded yes. And then they've showed him the shirt that the LUFC fan zone have shared, and he said it suits you. And, you know, and basically he's been involved in these conversations with fans of Leeds United. So whether or not it's Mo Camara just playing a little bit of games, having a bit of a laugh, you know, we've seen that with Rodrigo de Paul. Yeah. Maybe it's a bit of that, and maybe you know, fans might get a little bit carried away. I personally am on the fence, and not on the player per se, but on these conversations. I respect and love what the lads do at Top Leeds, LUFC fan zone, etc. But until I see some credible journalists speak about the potential link, I'm not too sure. It could just be agent drumming up, you know, bids or people being interested in Camara. It may be Camara just having a laugh while he's on holiday with his friends. It could be a million other things, but it could also be factual. It could also be the fact that the agent is saying truths. Yes, they have spoken to him. Mo Camara may want that move to Leeds United. You know, we'll have to wait and see. He's managed, you know, he's been managed by Jesse Marsh whilst at Salzburg, as well as Aronson. We have seen that Jesse, when acquiring players, is a bit of an ace in the pack. And the article that I read, which was done by Kyle Newbold for Leeds United Live, which I will put the link in the description, because if you want to know more, it seems like the perfect sort of profile on Camara, and he's very, very all positive, and you can't help but get excited when hearing about what he has to say about Camara. He basically said that he is the midfield linchpin. A 22-year-old, he is an all-action defensive midfielder and the ideal successor to Kalvin Phillips. Apparently, there will be a lot of interest from across Europe, and he says that Leeds need to act fast. And it's clear that Leeds United are acting quicker than we've ever done before for quite some time, for sure, especially under this regime. As I say, we've got 3 players in the door before we even got the first this time last summer. Look, he is only 5'7", which is smaller than me, which, you know, as a footballer, you don't see that often. But, you know, so by no means a physically dominant player, but his anticipation and speed in the tackle make him an outstanding destroyer of play. We were speaking earlier about Tyler Adams anticipating attacks, breaking up the play. He wasn't labelled as being an outstanding destroyer of play. He says he possesses the intelligence and reading of the game of an experienced midfielder and can use his pace over short distances to anticipate opposition passes and intercept. Furthermore, speed over longer distances allows Camara to cover the spaces left by attacking fullbacks, which is another key aspect of the Jesse Marsh system. In possession, the diminutive destroyer likes to drop into the same positions we expect Phillips to do and has done so often, demanding the ball from his centre-backs in tight spaces and committing midfielders. He goes on to say it can be heart-stopping at times, but we're used to that as Leeds United fans. I remember that first season under Bielsa, the people around me would say, the goal's up there, get it upfield, etc. I think as Leeds United fans, we're sort of cool with that. We've seen players be, you know, heart in mouth in dangerous areas. I mean, for God's sake, we've got Diego Llorente at the back, so we're sort of used to this stuff. But he receives the passes under pressure and in vulnerable positions. But a combination of tight control, composure, and a low centre of gravity allow Camara to spin away from tight spaces and progress the ball forward. He also says he can play long raking passes over the on-rushing fullbacks, but specialises in the short line-breaking passes that Marsh is looking for. Sounds like the perfect player for the Marsh system. I know, checking on the Discord over on All Stats, aren't we? You know, John was saying that, you know, if you want an RB player, Camara is the one. Carl goes on to say he's also more than capable of carrying the ball through midfield himself and then picking the right passes in the final third, something Phillips may have lacked at Leeds so far, which I think is a fair assessment. He says in these instances, the Salzburg man can commit teams and pull players out of position, opening up spaces for a killer pass. In terms of likenesses, Camara is similar to Chelsea's N'Golo Kante. When you hear that, straight away, you're like, if we can get a player that's been likened to N'Golo Kante, then you have to make it happen. It's a great article by Kyle Newbold. The link's in the description. It's for Leeds United Live, so make sure you check him and that article out. It will be in the description, along with the likes of Talk Leeds and LUFC Fan Zone. I almost forgot for a second there. A good friend of mine, who you will be seeing very soon if Bielsa gets that job on the Bielsa files, Oscar, said he is a specialist at ball retention. He's been doing a bit of groundwork, watching some of these games, and says he seems to have a similar style of play to Partey or Rice. Always wants the ball and covers space brilliantly off the ball to win it back. So everything that we're hearing is all positives, right? From players that have watched him religiously, have done player profiles, etc., etc. We're hearing from the player himself and his agent that Leeds United are interested. The player wants to move. He's giving thumbs up. He's giving prayers. I've seen in my comments, even before I've spoken about him specifically, a lot of you fans saying he's the one that we need to get. And your prayers may be answered. I'm big on Tyler Adams, but I know, people know more about the game than me and say, this guy is the one. So we'll have to wait and see. I believe maybe he may make the move from Salzburg to Leipzig, potentially, or another club in Europe. But look, Leeds United need a midfielder, need someone to replace Kalvin Phillips. This guy could be the perfect fit, or maybe is the perfect fit. But again, I think it's Tyler Adams just because of what we're hearing from people in the know. But we'll have to wait and see, because I think, his profile, what everyone said, of course, it massively excites me, and I know it will excite a lot of you as well. So let's watch this space on Leeds for Mo Camara. Keep it locked at the Just Joe Football Show. I hope like the new logo, by the way, and a little banner. I forgot to mention it at the start. Well, I didn't forget to mention it. I just forgot to put it on. But you'll be seeing a new logo and some new graphics over the next coming week or so. So, yeah, I hope you like it. And thanks as always for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.